Today we are going to talk about burn injury management. Part 2, the rehabilitation phase, restoring your patient's function, adaptation, and reintegration. Rehabilitation begins at the moment of injury and can stretch on for years. Your 3 goals: restore physical function and ADL independence, facilitate psychosocial adaptation and coping, and enable your patient's full reintegration into home and community. Physical complications include neuropathies, wound breakdown, joint instability, and hypertrophic scars with contractures. Psychologically, watch for depression, anxiety, PTSD, and sleep disturbances. Early mental health referral is critical here. Neuropathies need strict neurovascular checks and targeted therapy. Newly healed skin is extremely fragile, so protect it from friction and movement that could cause breakdown. Joint instability and chronic pain limit mobility and therapy tolerance, so use careful positioning and ROM exercises. A normal scar stays flat, pale, and soft within the wound boundary. A hypertrophic scar raises, reddens, and itches, but still stays within that boundary. A keloid breaches it entirely, growing nodular beyond the original wound. Darker skin, younger age, and genetics all raise the risk. Pressure garments must be worn 23 hours a day for up to 2 years to prevent hypertrophic scarring, alongside silicone sheets and scar splinting. Compliance is genuinely hard, so you'll need to keep reinforcing why it matters. Psychosocial trauma hits from both directions: internally through altered body image, externally through disrupted work, family roles, and intimacy, all set against the very real backdrop of social stigma. Start by validating your patient's fears about disfigurement, disability, and stigma without minimizing them. Then map concrete resources for family, work, and coping. Finally, connect them to the Phoenix Society for Burn Survivors. Peer counseling and camps are strongly linked to successful psychosocial adaptation. Discharge planning runs 4 steps: comprehensive education on wound care, dressing, splints, and nutrition, written instructions paired with a hands-on return demonstration, an assessment of the home environment, and routing to either outpatient rehab or inpatient transitional care. Your assessment combines physical findings, ROM, ADL independence, skin integrity, with psychosocial findings like family dynamics, coping, and self-concept. Together, those point to 5 diagnoses: activity intolerance, disturbed body image, impaired mobility, knowledge deficit, and potential maladaptation. Match your interventions to the goal. Conserve energy and control pain to build activity tolerance, validate fears, and encourage social roles to improve body image, apply splints and ROM exercises to promote mobility, and teach dressings and garments to prepare your patient for safe home care. Evaluate 5 things. Can your patient tolerate daily activities and therapy? Are ADLs being met with maximal independence? Have they accepted the physical changes? Do they and their caregiver confidently demonstrate self-care? And has true psychosocial adaptation and reintegration happened? In summary, keep pressure garments on 23 hours a day for up to 2 years. Run intensive PT and OT to prevent contractures. Watch for neuropathy and skin breakdown. Validate body image and role changes. Prioritize early mental health referrals. And connect your patient to the Phoenix Society for peer support.